All right.
Hey, we're back. Sorry, if you saw part one of the video, you can go back and watch part one and now start into where we are here at part two. Stream quality might be lessened according to Sean's computer. We're sorry about that. We're doing what we can to stay live. If you want to watch the full episode of this week's Sound Off, Sean's going to have to edit this down and repost it for your pleasure. So keep bothering him until he does that. All right, so topic two, we were just talking about the Tiger fell apart, wasn't in the PGA Championship. Koepka came in second place in the last three majors, won this one pretty handedly until kind of the end. There's always drama at the end, but are you a Koepka fan?
I had never heard of him until last week when we were watching at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Ah, okay, that was after, and when that was post-match. He came in second at the Masters behind Tiger. I mean, he's kind of a young guy, strong guy, but like, you know,
German,
a new
Russian?
generation of golfer.
Is it
He's American.
Oh, that name did not sound American.
Koepka, fun. So congratulations, Koepka. It's
Kepler?
it's spelled Koepka.
So he could make a yogurt brand.
Yes, you should be sponsoring. So,
Kepler
all right.
yogurt.
Anyway, moving on. So Sean decided to topic three. I just wanted to get my sports thing in there for a little bit. Sean wanted to do a test last week on a device called the Echo Auto. I don't think we edited down video yet on this review that we did, but the new Echo Auto is out. I've seen it on the Twitterverse, also getting a little bit of play and getting a little bit of recognition. So your thoughts, initial thoughts. You watch the full video whenever it comes out.
The review.
the
Can't put a review
unboxing.
out after a couple of hours, but initial
Well,
thoughts.
it was last week, but yeah.
It's so far it's a glorified microphone.
Glorified microphone.
Yeah.
Expound on that a little bit.
If you have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay in your car, you don't really need it because all it really does is provide the, we'll call her Lexi like Jen does. Lexi, do such and such. And then it just prompts the app on your phone. So it's basically just...
So the device itself is not doing anything.
Right, so if you're like, oh, I can leave my phone in the thing next to me, the glove box, and center console, whatever, and then I'll be able to get GPS directions. Nope. I asked for directions. She opened the Google Maps app on my phone.
Okay.
So it's still, you have to use your phone, which doesn't make sense at all.
Right.
If you really wanted to, you could just open the Alexa app, leave your phone to not time out, and plug it in, and put it in a little thing, and you have the same exact thing going on.
I think I tested it a little bit too, and it was like I talked to it, but my phone was responding to me. So like the device wasn't even responding to me.
Yeah.
It was hearing me, but it was
8
funneled
microphones.
through the app, and then my phone responded back to me.
Some of the other little reviews I've seen have been on like CNET's website and stuff have been Amazon amazingly has Alexa being able to hear you while driving in a car, and not one of them talks about the fact that that's all it does. So
that's the number one and only.
because when it goes to
only
your
feature.
Bluetooth, it seems like it's going through your car and working, but it's just doing it on your phone.
Yeah. That's weird because, yeah, you can really, it's just hacking the functionality. So unless you have Alexa built into your car, which I think is the logical step, this device is just really non-necessary for an extent.
For $50.
Sorry, Amazon. We love you. I mean,
Yeah,
like, we have a company
but
built.
for $50,
Yeah.
unless I'm doing something wrong, and so far I don't think I have.
Yeah, so if you have any experience with Echo Auto, like hit us up. If you're like, wait, it can do this and more, then please let us know because we'd love to know what the and more is.
Yeah, review this week though.
Are you going to put it out this week?
Mm-hmm.
And you heard it here. Hold them to it. All right. So we got the final section of our show we have dubbed Alexa Skill Stumper. And we each are commissioned each week to come up with an industry and try to stump the other person on how an Alexa custom skill and or flash briefing could be used to enhance your audio content marketing in that industry. Brought to you by SoundUpNow.com. Ready? You like that commercial plug?
Yeah, that was great.
Good.
They didn't know where they were. The industry I have for you is a theme park, like Six Flags.
Oh, that you could do tons of stuff with that, depending on. So, do you want it like
What's it sound like when I'm on a roller coaster?
within the theme? Yeah, within the theme park, or like tourists around the theme park, or just in your home at home? I think
Either
you could-
or.
I think. Well, there was 3 there. Either or. So I think.
I thought you were asking me.
No. I'm just saying, like, I think you could do a lot of different functionalities within your custom skill, depending on what the audience is, and maybe even have different, like, an in-park skill where, people are are kind of walking around, asking questions, asking wait times, asking where food or directions, asking general park FAQ that sometimes you have customer service people like standing there for. I think you could eliminate some of that, and it would be a little bit more efficient within the park. I think around that same kind of mentality around resorts within a park, and or from home, as far as like booking your information online, submitting for season pass. What are the season pass rates? Can you email me more information? So through the contact skillet, of course, all the park information is going to be there as well. Special events within the park, and that leads to the flash briefing. I think parks could have. I mean, if you have like free hot dog day, or wear blue day, or this band's performing this time. So I think your flash briefing can be around park events and park information. Or new coasters, new rides, whatever. I think that flash briefing, then you can incorporate that into your skill. I think it'd be fun if a theme park had a what if Mickey had a podcast, but it was like Mickey's voice doing the podcast? That may exist. I don't know.
Welcome to the podcast. I can be Mickey.
But I think that would be like in your custom skill for that theme park, like to have the podcast that's hosted by the characters of that theme park or whatever the theme is around. I think that would be kind of a novel little thing to put in there.
That would actually be interesting. Goofy interviewing people.
Yeah,
that would be. I can't do Goofy either.
I can't do impressions.
Audio.
That was my real laugh.
Not voice actor. Not voice actors. All right. Yeah. No. I like that.
All right. You ready for your industry?
Yeah. So Lexi says, "Did I just hear Lexi?" Yeah. I replied, but for those not reading the comments, that's what we call her. That's what Jen Lehner calls her, so that she doesn't set all the devices off. So. Yes, Lexi. I said Lexi.
I'm gonna go a little.
Last week you gave me a glass blowing company, so
that was pretty good. That was solid. But listen, so here's one, and I think you'll get this one relatively quickly. But I think this is cool. I don't think we've done this one. Book authors, like writers.
Is it too easy to say read your books? I kind of feel like.
I mean, yeah, it's an audio book, I guess.
Well, it's definitely a way to bypass, and this is where maybe Alexa Auto would actually work, but it's definitely a way to bypass doing the just Audible, I guess it would be.
Audible is Amazon's.
But product. Also, if you're a fantasy or non-fictional type writer, the skillet that we have coming out, the storybook skillet, if you can actually write stories that give everyone options, kind of a create your own story.
I used to read those a lot as a kid.
Yeah, so the way that our story skillet is going to work is you basically get to a point in the woods and it says attack the bear or run from the bear, and then you do either or.
See, the problem with those stories is I always ended up dead. Like I always picked the one thing and then it's like two pages in, you're dead. Oh.
Well, yeah, so if you're a storyteller, that's definitely a way to go. You don't have to change the direction and stuff like that. You can also maybe even do kind of behind the scenes, like the commentary that you do when you watch a movie and they have the movie playing and then they're talking about the scenes. You could do something like that when you're reading a book. You're like, chapter 1. I wrote chapter 1. That might be annoying, actually.
You could help like other authors possibly with like
feature other authors. Authors. King Arthur. Yeah. No, you could definitely do that.
Or what if you did write a new book and you read like your podcast was like a weekly like chapter, like you broke it into chapters to keep them coming back each week for like the next chapter release, or just like
doing a flash briefing,
part of a story.
Do a flash briefing and every day is another chapter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Flash briefings were kind of supposed to be short, so I don't know how long it would take to read a chapter.
How long does it take to read a chapter in a storybook?
Oh, in a storybook like for kids, I was thinking like a novel.
That would be a really interesting thing. Like is that if every day you did read part of it, and you promoted it, and you knew everybody was kind of listening along on the same day,
and then you get to like the last like that like that apex of chapter or what do you call that, like the big plot of this plot twist, and you say, and you can purchase the book here, there, and